Hi, John Whaley here, aka Johnny Profit, with 3 critical reasons why you should not start a business, my friend. Okay, so every day I get the pleasure of running into people that think it's time for them to start their own business for basically 3 very good reasons, but not very sound reasons. But today we're going to talk about 3 critical reasons why you should not start your own business without giving these some serious consideration. You see, with all the hype out here about how to start your own business and how to be your own boss and how to take it to the sky and how to just believe and be passionate about it, it's really similar to healthcare and fitness and how to get rich and all these other schemes where basically you get a few people that have made it and they're out here trying to get everybody else to buy their book or listen to their program because they're thinking they're going to get the same results when in reality, they didn't even have any results. So if we look at the top 3 critical reasons why you really should not start a business, they go something like this. 1, you're tired of corporate. They're treating you wrong. They're overworking you. They're not seeing your true potential. You're stuck against a glass ceiling. 2, you're good at what you do. You're really awesome at what you do. Boy, if anything we don't know, we do know that you are good at what you do. And lastly, everyone says you should start a business because you're so awesome. You should start a business behind that. No. All right, so let's just look at number 1 real quick here. So when it comes to you are tired of corporate or corporate didn't do you right or whatever it is, here's how this really plays out. If you end up creating a successful company, let's say you leave and now you're out there and you create a successful company, chances are you're going to incorporate everything corporate was doing into your business. Hence, thus, then, you become the very thing you, quote, cried about when you left your job. But then by the time you're able to scale up and not be the person running around trying to sell books and give speeches and pass out cookies at the fair, you're going to have to corporate up. In other words, you're going to have to get structured, organized, and scaled. So leaving corporate to go be corporate, it's kind of hypocritical. In reality, when it comes to it, you just need a better career coach. I'm sorry, at the end of the day, people who have jobs live a much higher quality of life than people who start businesses. Please, let me elaborate. When it comes to the fact that maybe you're not getting the promotion you want, maybe you're not making the money you want, I can tell you firsthand that those that know what they're doing get her done. All right, so it's easy to get caught up in the whole glass ceiling thing, but I'm gonna tell you this, whether you're black, white, female, male, clear, transparent, whatever, at the end of the day, if you really wanna make more money, you gotta go where the money is. You gotta follow the way of the Native American and follow the buffalo. But instead, your ego causes you to stay in the same company, complain and cry, and then one day leave. You start your own company, and then what are you talking about? I left corporate, and I am doing it big. And you're feeding this out to people who really need the insurance, who really need the stability, who really need the 401k, who really need the cash that they make to go invest in something that's really going to work out for them. Instead, they're watching you, and you're out there struggling, pretending like you're not. And then, of course, for some of you, that actually becomes your first book of the struggle of leaving corporate and transitioning to your own business. Now, at the end of the day, when you leave corporate to go start your own company, big, small, somewhere in between, the biggest problem I see is your ego. Your ego. You lack the people skills. You don't realize that everybody is towing the same line when it comes to working in a corporate environment. Because a corporate environment, it's an entity, it's an institution, it's a machine. And so you either learn how to work the machine or you run off crying like somebody did you wrong. So I'm telling all of you right now that if you're in a corporate job, stop complaining, get a better career coach. Get a better career coach and be like the people around you who just jump from job to job to job and they go up $10,000 each time they make that jump. I'm just saying, it is better to have cash flow and a secure job than it is to be out here pretending like you can compete with Amazon, you can compete with all the different products online, and you can compete with the big box retailers. Because the people who are telling you this are probably making more money off of you believing their hype than they're actually making doing what said they is supposed to be doing. Get it? Got it? Good. So your plan of action. If you're thinking about leaving your job right now because you want to start your own business because you're just tired of corporate and you're tired of the way they treat you, take a time out. Take a 20-second, take a 30-second, take something, but just stop what you're doing. Because here's the thing, if you're already gainfully employed and you're skilled, okay? Then I urge you to go get a career coach. And if the problem is you don't have a college degree and you can't move up, give me a second. Go get a degree. Go get a degree. I went to Western Governors University, and they're not paying me to tell you this, but for $3,000 plus another $3,000, I was able to get a bachelor's in marketing and start my MBA. So just think this through, because college teaches you to be structured. And I know for those of you talking about, John, I have a degree and corporate didn't work for me, then you needed better people skills. It's that simple. And you need to check your ego at the door. But if you're doing great and you left corporate and you got a great story and you run around making a lot of money off of it, hey, do your thing. So look, staying in corporate is like the ultimate way to increase your earnings. Look, if you're sitting there and you're making $60,000 a year in corporate, and if you don't understand these numbers like $60,000 a year, go back to school. Go back to school. Get a degree, get something, okay? And if you're on the tech side of it and you know how to weld and do all this stuff, go do more of that. But do stuff that makes money. A corporate career is an investment tool, just like opening and running a small business. So please stop thinking that there's some type of liberating moment in which you get to go out there and do something big because you've left corporate. Corporate can control markets. You're going to go out there and try to absorb markets. So why don't you just control and absorb markets through your corporate position? Don't like your job? Get a better one. So this whole thing about being your own boss. The only people in this world that are their own boss. Let me say this so you understand. Let me say it slowly. Wait for it. Wait for it. The only people who are their own boss are people who live off the interest their money creates for them. Did you hear what I said? The only people that are their own boss are the individuals in our society that do not have to get up today to get anything they want tomorrow. If you are not in a place where you're financially set to the point where you don't have to get up and do anything tomorrow to get what you want today, then you, my friend, are not your own boss. Checkmate, play some music, let's go. We're done. We're done here. I shouldn't even go on to number 3, but I will. Here we go. So number 3, the number 3 reason I hear all the time is because you're good at it. Because you're good at it? Look, skilled labor is not an automatic qualification for starting your own business. It's just not. It just means you're good at what you do, whatever that means. The biggest problem I see is people think that if you quit your job because you're good at what you do, you're going to make money, especially if you're talking about some soft skill like you like to do art or something. No. Here are the people who make money day and night regardless, and they usually consider themselves small business owners, professional service individuals. So I'm speaking to you now. If you're a professional individual and you work in a corporate environment, you want to leave, feel free. I completely agree, for the most part, in most cases. But if you're not a licensed professional, if you are not a licensed professional, keep your day job, keep your night job, keep your third shift job, keep your job. Here's why. Licensed professionals are few and far between. Doctors, lawyers, CPA, a nurse, certified project managers. There's a few professions out there that they make a lot more than you. Oh, an insurance adjuster makes more than most small business owners I know. And I know this for a fact. The person coming out there talking about, hey, sorry to see you in a wreck. Man, it looks horrible. Oh, hey, sorry, your house flooded. Makes so much more than most of the people run around here talking about, I am a professional motivating speaker. Boom, pow, 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 boom. So when it comes to you're good at what you do, please, 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 please do what you're good at and spend your money on what you love. How about that? How about that? How about that? Talk to your financial planner. Talk to people, because first of all, if you're talking about you're quitting because you think you're going to make more money, okay, you're in for hurt. Because here's the big thing. Big companies are squeezing from the top. Very skilled people are squeezing from the bottom. So if you're that lazy individual that couldn't cut it in corporate and you couldn't make it work in your job, if you really think you're going to step out here into the real world and go head to head with people who don't sleep, with people who don't have kids, people who have their man or their woman sitting by their side just going, you go, baby, you go. It doesn't matter how much money you waste of mine. You do your thing. And then one day after you've done your thing enough, you've hoodwinked enough people, or you finally found a place where you can start acting like a business owner and start making money out of it. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years later, all of a sudden you're making 6 figures and you're writing a book about how to make 6 figures being a ... non-licensed, non-professional service individual. It kills me. It literally just blows my mind. Everyone says you should start a business. Look, so many times I have to deal with people that just make me sad. I mean, really make me sad, because they torture their family, they torture their kids, they torture their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their spouse, their mom and dad, because somebody keeps telling them, if you believe, it will work. I can't imagine walking in on Wall Street and hearing a bunch of financial advisors and money people say, if we just believe, this market will work out. No. This is so much about your ego. And the fact that you so badly have something burning inside that you have just got to prove. You've just got to run your mouth. You got to show them you gonna make it. You can't stop you. Chill out. And so you're out here with your ego on fire and you feel so vindicated when you finally make it. You can now take selfies of you balling. You need to be like me. Buy my book. Do what I do so you can get what I got because I got so much compared to you. I'm telling you, you're killing the economy. You're killing small business. You're killing your community. You're killing your family. You're killing everybody with this charade, this garbage of running around pretending like small business leaving a good job is somehow an honor. Leaving a company that may have the most ignorant, backwards manager ever is somehow you prove them wrong. If you're going to leave, make sure your money's right. Here are a couple tips on if you are going to leave and why you should leave. You should leave if a buddy of yours calls up on the phone one day and be like, yeah, what? So okay, so the deal's worth how much? So you're saying if I just go start a company tomorrow, you can get me as the primary contractor? And if I go get a minority certification, it's worth more? Winning. That's one reason you should start a business, because a friend calls and says, I got money, want some? And guess what? Chances are that friend's gonna be like, hey, where do you work? Corporate. You work in a big corporation with a big budget and real money. Yeah, I love you too, man. Thanks, Dad. That's one reason. The second reason is you got fired. You got a felony rap. You can't get a job anywhere else. Touche. You're darn straight. We got to find you a nice little blue collar job that'll one day become a white collar job that'll one day become the cash flow you need to make sure that on this day you can do anything you want without doing anything tomorrow. You got it? Good. 3, you're so good at it that while you're working your job, other people are paying you for your skill as a 1099. So if you are the great motivator that you claim you are, if you are the great engineer that you claim you are, which again, that's another one of those licensed professions, so naturally they're going to make more than somebody who's just like, anyway. You got to stop wasting everybody's time and money. There's nothing worse than I get a call from some spastic small business wannabe and they're going on and on about they need something ASAP and they whippity and people don't understand their dream and people don't get it. We don't get it because you're not the brightest person even in your head, and definitely not the brightest person in the room, because at some point people just feel sorry for you. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. They buy your cookies and they pay you compliments because they just feel bad. They feel bad. You've made no money. You've made no progress. You're saying the same things. You've burned bridges. You used up all the resources. You're always asking for free pictures. You don't pay for any services because you know you're kind of strapped. You never knew how to make money, and now you really don't know how to make money. At least when somebody was making money for you, they were giving you a cut called a salary. And now you're out here trying to do it on your own, and you have no sense of business, no kind of even understanding of economics. You know nothing about accounting, but you want to call yourself a business person. So with that said, that's 3 reasons why you really, really, really need to shelter in place if you're talking about making money and living a decent quality of life, okay? 1, don't leave corporate because you're tired and it's hard. Go get a career coach to help you find jobs. Don't bury your ego. Who cares if you grew up in that small town or whatever your excuse is for you won't get up and move, okay? Get up, move, go where the jobs are. Spend 6 years, 7 years of your life bouncing from jobs to job. Make sure your 401k is stacked high. Make sure your cash flow is good. Make sure you always have an awesome resume on hand. And one day you're gonna be head of a division because again, the world is global now. The market's global. People in the US are controlling resources around the globe. So you can sit right here and have a $325,000 a year job managing stuff offshore. And I dare you to find a small business owner that is making that kind of money that gets 4 weeks off, okay? Go find them. Go find a lot of them because you won't. You'll find the hypesters that do it, and you'll find those that had a particular skill, usually from a license. They engineered something, they built something, or they did something that the market actually wanted. They probably came with the product. But this little willy-nilly mom and pop, I'm an entrepreneur claiming it because you're gonna share what's in your heart stuff, that's not realistic. Not realistic at all. Stop listening to the wrong people. Made a whole video about it. Because in the right job, you can be your own boss. And again, I'd rather use the resources of said company, of a certain company, and know that I have an office, phone lines, high-speed internet, go-to-meeting, staff, all that around me, and I direct the project and go where I want to go, than be the victim of having to go to all these little meetings and network and hope you get a customer and handing out cards and listening to the next hustler come in telling you how they're going to SEO and WordPress you up and sell you on all these goody marketing guru stuff. All right, so there's the 3 critical reasons why you should not start a small business. I'm John Whaley, aka Johnny Profit, here with Executive Entrepreneur Thinking. I hope that helps a little bit. I don't want to see any more people in my office or when I go out to the field and I start talking to folks that are struggling, that are literally punishing their family, that are punishing their friends, that are out here doing it because they just want to believe and they keep thinking if they keep chugging along, it's going to work out. That's not how business works. It's really not how business works. That's how a fool and money soon part. So stop listening to people who are just ignorant enough to keep telling you if you just believe it's going to work out and giving you all these excuses of why a bad idea, a misguided project, a lack of understanding, a lack of planning is somehow going to turn into a business one day that you're going to sell to Google. Thanks again. So just remember, if at first you don't succeed, it's probably because you did it wrong. But together we can help you find the right questions to ask the Google search and the YouTube. And before you know it, you will always be the smartest person in the room. Have a great day. Once again, thanks for tuning in. We'd love to have your questions and comments down below. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. As I said before, my goal is to get more people today than I had yesterday so that we can get this movement going. We've got a lot of awesome stuff coming up. We're going to be posting videos every time the mood hits us, so just stay tuned. If you subscribe, you'll be notified immediately like, hey, Johnny Profit just posted another video.